Hey Miss Paula and all my fellow Philly girls. It's Kim Wiggins again, and I'm really excited about the appetizer category because I'm going to make one of my favorite appetizers today. Now I don't know about you, but one of my pet peeves is going to going to a party or some kind of venue and the appetizers are like little cut up cheese squares with a fancy toothpick in them, or even worse, like those little wieners, they put them in a crock pot and throw barbecue sauce on them. That is not an appetizer. And I hate going to really fancy schmancy events also where they like give you something you don't even recognize and it's got like smelly fish eggs, also known as caviar, smeared across the top, and yuck. I'm telling you, when I eat appetizer, I want it to be an explosion of flavor in my mouth. That one bite, I want it to taste like a meal. Well, that's what you're going to get today. We are going to make loaded mashed potato wontons topped with a cream cheese and a pepper jelly sauce. It is to die for. So let's get started cooking. To get started on our loaded mashed potato wontons, obviously the first thing we need is potatoes. So what I did ahead of time was I peeled and cubed 4 medium potatoes, and I've got them boiling here. They're just about done. Now in this pan I have 6 ounces of bacon, which is a half of a package of a 12-ounce package, obviously. And I'm just about done. It's all fried up and nice and hot. And what I want to do is add approximately 4 tablespoons of fresh chives. And here's some of the yumminess. I'm going to add approximately 2 cups of fresh spinach. And just rough cut it. You don't have to do real small pieces because spinach cooks down so much. Now, what I'm going to do is let that spinach and chive just meld together with all that bacon grease. Delicious. You can hear it sizzling, and man, can you smell it? I wish you could. It is so good. I'm going to let that finish cooking, and then I'm going to come over here to my potatoes. And what I need to do first of all is drain all this water off. Real simple. Make sure you get all that water out of there because they do hold water. Get all the water out. And then we're just going to put them back in this pan. Now the reason we put them in this pan is that we want them to stay hot. We want to keep them on the stove after we've added all of our ingredients, and they need to be hot. You can't let them cool because the butter needs to melt and all the other ingredients. So let's add this part of it. First of all, we are going to add 1/4 of a cup of sour cream. All right. Our next ingredient, obviously, 1/4 cup butter. It's got to have butter, and that's why we want them nice and hot. In fact, I'm just going to turn this on right here back to low so they stay hot. The next thing I want to do is a 1/2 cup of half and half cream. Yeah, I know, it's sinful. They're going to be so good, almost sinful. All right, next, what we want to do is take another 1/2 cup of cheese, shredded cheese. And again, you can use your favorite. I like to use a white and a yellow mixed together. I like the combination of the 2 different cheeses. This is Colby and Jack. And then this is what I'm talking about. This is 2/3 of a cup of Philadelphia cream cheese, spinach, and artichoke. Now, I don't know if you've ever tried this, ladies. A lot of people are daunted by the fact that it says artichoke in it, but let me tell you, this stuff is so flavorful. The spinach and artichoke is perfectly paired together. And when we mix it with this bacon and spinach and chives, I'm telling you, you're going to think you died and went to heaven. So what I'm going to do is, while this is all mixing together, I'm going to go to the pantry and grab my mixer, and I'm going to mix these potatoes real good. Now sometimes I like them a little chunky, mashed potatoes, but in this case they're little bite-sized, so the potatoes have to be really creamy. So I'm going to run and get a mixer while these are just heating down, everything's melting together. I got my spinach going over here, and I'll be right back. And I got my potatoes mixing up really good here. All these flavors are melted together. And the last ingredients I want to add is some seasoning. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of garlic. You got to have garlic in your smashed, loaded potatoes. Oh, about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and about a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Now, this is where the magic happens. I'm going to take this bacon and spinach and chives that are hot and greasy, yummy, pig fat, love it. I'm going to mix it into these potatoes. And we're just going to keep this on low right here. Oh man, mixed in with that cream cheese that's got spinach in it, you cannot beat this. This ought to be against the law. It's so good. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is keep this on low, and we're going to head over to our little island here, and we're going to make the little wonton baskets that we're going to put these potatoes in. Okay, now we're going to take wonton wrappers. You can find these in the cheese section at any grocery store. They're really easy to find. They're very common. You don't have to go to a specialty market for them. And what we're going to do is make little wonton baskets. They are so cute, and they are going to hold our little loaded potatoes. So what you want to do is, I've taken again a silicone mini muffin pan. They need to be the mini size. Now if you're going to use metal, then you have to spray it with nonstick. But silicone doesn't stick, doesn't overheat, doesn't burn. So I recommend you get silicone if you can. Anyway, just take one of these. They're really thin. And what you do is you take the wonton and you press it and fold it into the little muffin pan. And you just want to make it cute, kind of where the edges stick up, but like a little cup so it will hold it. And you just go through and you do this with each one. Very simple. So I finished putting the wontons in the mini muffin pans, and what I did was took some butter spray. Before I put them in the oven, I sprayed each one, the top of them, with butter, and that's for two reasons. Number one, the butter makes them golden brown, which is really nice, but also it wets them so they don't fold in, because if they're dry, they have a tendency to fold in when they're cooked. So it's real important just to spray them lightly with the spray butter. Now what we're going to do is pop these in the oven. It's a 350-degree oven for 7 minutes, and while these puppies are cooking, we're going to start on our sauce, and wait till you taste it. It is to die for. Our little wonton baskets are cooking right now. They go really quick, but this sauce is so simple, we'll be done before they are. Now what I got is some pepper jelly. This is the Tabasco Spicy. They also have jalapeno, which is a little milder. You can buy it in the local grocery store. My family, we personally like a little bit of spice in there. So what you want to do is add about 8 ounces. This is a 10-ounce jar, so you want to add about 8 ounces of it. And here's the kicker. We're going to take the leftover Philadelphia cream cheese, the artichoke and the spinach. We use 2/3 of a cup in our potatoes, and we're going to take that other 1/3 of a cup and mix it in here. And this is it. It is so simple, but let me tell you, when these two combinations come together, remember I talked about that flavor explosion earlier? Oh man, and you top these on those potato bites, so delicious. There's something about this jelly. It's sweet and it's spicy, and the cream cheese, which is obviously creamy, that's why they call it cream cheese, but you blend them together with look at all the peppers, all of those hot spices. It even smells good. Cannot wait to put this on. So we're going to clean up here and go check our wontons, and then we're going to finish these appetizers. So our little wonton baskets are done cooking, and as you can see, they are nice and golden brown, and they are ready to be filled. And this is so easy, this appetizer. We're going to take our potato mixture with all the bacon, spinach, that artichoke and spinach cream cheese, and we're just going to fill each one of these little baskets. They're just the perfect bite size. They're so delicious. Then we're going to take our pepper and cream cheese sauce, and we're just going to spoon a little bit over the top. You want it to cover it, because I'm telling you, this cream cheese and pepper jelly is so delicious. It really brings a new element to the whole flavor of this appetizer. And then we're just going to take a few chives and just garnish it. And I'm going to finish making the rest of these. I'm just finishing up putting the pepper sauce and cream cheese on top. Now make sure you don't fill these up to the top, because you definitely want to leave room to add this to it. It really is the kick in these. And then all you do is just take them out and you just put them right here on a plate for everyone to enjoy. Now, the one thing I love about these appetizers is they are so dainty and so pretty. You can serve them at a baby shower, a bridal shower, a luncheon, a tea, and the women will just think you are the queen bee. They will just go crazy over these. But the other thing I love about them also is that you can take them to a barbecue. And let me tell you, the men will inhale them. They may not care about them being pretty, just garnish with a few chives, but they will inhale them bite after bite. You won't be able to make enough of these if the men get a hold of these. So that's my appetizer, my loaded mashed potato wontons with a cream cheese and pepper sauce. They are scrum-dilly-icious. It's been great spending time with you again. Thank you. Bye. Wow. It's so good.